In the middle of the Jiro kingdom lay a beautiful garden, and the three princesses ran happily after their uncle. Haven't not seen the garden of reality for years. Ajayi, observing the three princesses, called out Adesuwa and said to her, Adesuwa, do you know why your mother died? Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Jaro, there lived a very wise king named Oluwo. King Oluwo was a great ruler blessed with triplets, Adesuwa, Aderunke, and Adefolanke. Adesuwa was the eldest and the most beautiful, but she was also known to be the shallowest thinker. Aderunke, the next in line, was very good with words and could persuade even the most stubborn person. Adefolanke, the youngest, was the kindest but never knew how to be kind to herself. The three princesses were confined to the walls of the palace due to a vision their mother Queen Alero had seen before she passed away. Though she foresaw their fate, she did not live to prevent it. Uncle, uncle, uncle! The triplets shouted excitedly, bringing their father back from his thoughts. They each took turns greeting their mother's brother Ajayi. Ajayi had been a frequent visitor to the palace but stopped coming after Queen Alero's death. King Olowo wasn't happy to see Ajayi but welcomed him nevertheless. My king, it has been a while. How is everything in the palace? Ajayi asked. Everything is normal, Olowo replied, hiding his unhappiness. What brings you here? My in-law, my king. Aren't you happy to see me? Ajayi asked, hoping to provoke a response. Olowo, being wise, ignored him and continued his duty in the palace. The triplets saw their father heading to the palace garden and quickly ran to him. My king, my king, my king! They cried excitedly. King Olowo turned to see the excited face of his daughters. Just before Adesuwa could speak, Aderunke took the lead. My king, seeing uncle today made us remember mother, she said, tears welling up in her eyes. Her sisters looked at her confused, but Aderuke was too clever to let them spoil her plan. Mother used to take us around the kingdom, but after her death, we no longer know what our kingdom looks like. Please grant us your permission. We would like to see the kingdom with Uncle Ajayi. I would like to take a few minutes of your time. Please, if you've watched to this point, I will appreciate your subscription. It is absolutely free. Just click on the red button on your screen and like this video. Thank you. Now let's continue. King Olowo felt guilty as he looked at his daughters pleading for permission to see the kingdom. He had been so focused on ruling alone after his wife's death and did not want them involved with things outside the palace. As Aderunke knelt before him pleading, her sisters joined her. Having no alternative, King Olowo gave them permission on the condition that they go out with many bodyguards. The carriage was prepared and Uncle Ajayi, along with many bodyguards, led them out of the palace. King Olowo watched as the carriage faded into the distance. In the middle of the kingdom lay a beautiful garden. The three princesses ran happily around their uncle, having not seen the garden of reality for years. Ajayi, having observed the three princesses, called Adesuwa aside. Adesuwa, do you know why your mother died? Ajayi asked. Adesuwa, although not interested in bringing up sad memories, said, No, uncle. Without saying a word, Ajayi brought Adesuwa before a beautiful tree full of ripe fruits. Here you go. This is the fruit that could have saved your mother, but your father failed to give it to her. I have information that the palace is no longer safe for you and your sisters. Someone is planning to wipe away your family from the throne. I have lost my sister, and I do not think I can bear to lose any of you. Please, take some of this fruit of reality and have a taste. It will protect you and any royal blood who consumes it. Adesuwa took the fruit, which indeed looked very sweet. She took a bite and plucked three extra fruit of reality and joined her sister as they returned to the palace. The next day, Aderonke woke up to a very delicious fruit lying beside her bed. She smiled, took a bite and went to greet her father. Adefolanke, the last princess, also woke up to see a very beautiful fruit lying beside her bed, but restrained herself as it was in her habit to greet her father before eating anything in the morning. Holding the fruit, she stepped out of her room, but before she could get to her father, one of the maid's child boomed into her, causing the fruit to fall. How dare you walk in the palace carelessly? She shouted, raising her face to see whose child it was. Bimbo, not used to seeing Princess Adefolanke in a bad mood, drew back and apologized repeatedly. Adefolanke, not knowing what else to do, nodded and walked away, feeling guilty. Aderunke saw her father curiously looking at the fruit. It was the same fruit she had just tasted. My king, may I have the fruit? She asked, and her voice brought the king back to reality. Not so fast, young lady, he said as he took a bite. Aderunke, smiling, left her father to enjoy himself. King Olowo, from taking one bite, took multiple bites, and soon he had finished it. Something does not seem right. Why haven't I tasted such a delicious fruit before? He asked himself as he went to his chamber to rest. 7 days later, King Olowo, Princess Adesuwa, and Princess Runke became ill. At first, Adefolanke was not worried because the royal family often share illnesses. But after 3 days, Adefolanke was running helter-skelter, trying to manage the kingdom as the illness of the king and her sister had become worse. She sent for all the medicine men in Jaro and neighboring kingdoms. Medicine men from far and near gathered in Jaro Palace. My people of Jaro and neighboring kingdoms, I stand before you with a heavy heart. Our king and princesses are severely ill, and anyone who can identify and cure their illness will be given a quarter of Jaro kingdom, said Princess Adefolanke with so much fire in her eyes. Will anyone be able to identify and cure the illness that has plagued the royal family? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section.